I am back and I'm with Sean Richards of Tier 1 Pro Inspection. And this is the video in our series that I was looking forward to the most, which is what are some reasons why you should definitely get a home inspection? Never skip your home inspection. If you're buying a commercial property, never skip that inspection. And why don't you tell us why? What are some of the things that you've seen that have been missed?
So we see all kinds of things as a home inspection company. So some of our more memorable moments, we get a call from a client and she had bought a commercial property. It was like half renovated. She waived all her inspections. She just, moved into this property. Half renovated, meaning like half the property was drywall already down, walls are exposed, etc. So actually really easy to inspect the property. She moves in, she hires a contractor, starts doing some work. The contractor comes to her and says, "Hey, there's no way that I can renovate this. Like, this is a total rebuild." So she calls us and is like, "Hey, can you come out and do an inspection on this property and help us determine what's going on?" And so we went out. And as soon as I walk into this side of that, that unfinished side of the home or property, we started doing the inspection, and it was readily apparent that there was extensive termite damage, all the way from, I'm talking the ground, all the way up to the roofing truss system. Almost every load-bearing wall was completely consumed by termites, where I could walk up and just push my thumb right through these load-bearing studs and exterior walls. It was really quite impressive just how much damage was going. On a side note, termites eat really slow, so like that amount of damage, this has been going on for years and years and years. So and this lady, unfortunately, she was already committed to the property, so what she thought was going to be a relatively inexpensive remodel, ended up being almost a complete rebuild on that side of the house.
Never skip your inspection. What about during an inspection? What are some of the things that you've seen during an inspection? So
one that surprised me, doing a residential inspection, it had been vacant for a little bit, but get in there, we're doing our inspection sequence in a bathroom, turn on the bathtub, and just nothing but black water. I'm talking black as ink, coming out into the bathtub. So at that moment, you're like, okay, my professional opinion, something's wrong, right? So we start looking as to what's causing this issue, and it's actually not uncommon to see in some vacant, longer-term vacant properties. But it was the magnesium rod of the water heater broke down because it was just sitting there as unused water supply lines. So as we were running water, started turning gray, and the next thing you know, it's just all black as that water heater's draining all that, degraded rod and everything else out through the plumbing supply. So it was interesting to see. The buyer was not very happy with it, but he understood why it was, and ultimately they still closed on the property.
It was a happy ending.
Yeah, exactly. It was a happy ending. So another really fun property for me. So I was, doing an inspection on an older home, the classic Florida flip, right, where it's a 1960 home, concrete block, everything looks good, really nice, flip inside. But I'm at the kitchen sink, and I can see the laundry room off to my left. So I'm filling the sink up with some water. I turn on the garbage disposal, and let me back up. The sink started to back up a little bit, so I could see the water wasn't draining. So I thought maybe I needed to kick on the disposal to kind of force that water down. Well, I did that, and as I turned it on, it does its job, and it starts pushing that water down. And out of the corner of my eye, I see it shooting out of the laundry standpipe in the laundry room, because it just created that pressure right through the system, and this path of least resistance, it came out in the laundry room. So much to my dismay, I have water everywhere through the house now, so we're shutting everything off, and I'm like, whoa. I was like, why did that happen? Luckily I had my sewer scope equipment, so we run the sewer camera down from the roof to see what's going on. It's cast iron home at that age, not uncommon, and we made it about 3 feet outside, and there was just a total blockage of the main sewer line. So what happened as I was running water in the home, it was slowly backing that up, and then it started backing up into the kitchen sink. And when I hit that disposal, it had nowhere else to go but outside, or out through the laundry standpipe. So it was really interesting. Good lesson learned for us. Maybe not do the garbage disposal trick if water's backing up. So.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. We had very fortunate buyers. They were grateful we found the issue. The sellers ended up replacing that entire sewer lateral, which was a very, very big expense, but that was on the seller, not the buyer. So it was a win for them.
All right, so thank you for sharing those stories.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Keep in mind, Sean doesn't just do new purchase inspections. If you get a new roof, or if you're having a renovation done, if you need something specific like that, he could do a limited scope inspection and just kind of hit those areas that you need.
Sure.
So again, reach out to us anytime if you have any questions. And thank you so much for doing this with me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.